case you haven't figured it out from the windshield banner, the graphics, and the body kit, this is no ordinary Mustang. This is a Roush Stage 3 Mustang, a supercharged 575 horsepower take on the Mustang GT. Now, you've maybe heard of Roush from its role in NASCAR or even their work tuning Mustangs, but there's another side that you maybe aren't familiar with, and that's the engineering services that Roush provides to major automakers. It's a big business for Roush. They do everything from design to prototyping to testing and even some manufacturing. So when you buy one of these Roush Mustangs, you're getting a level of finish and quality that's on par with any new car you'd buy in a dealership today. In fact, this Stage 3 Mustang is even certified by the EPA. But this car is hardly about fuel economy numbers, so let's take a look at some of the performance hardware that Roush has installed to make this a step beyond the Mustang GT. The biggest change with the Stage 3 Mustang is obvious the moment you open the hood. It's this supercharger right here on top of Ford's 5-liter V8.
Roush claims its supercharger is good for 575 horsepower and 505 pound-feet of torque, gains of 155 horsepower and 115 pound-feet over the Mustang GT. Yet our instrumented testing suggests that those numbers are quite optimistic. We recorded a 0 to 60 time of 4.5 seconds, equal to that of our long-term Mustang GT. Through the quarter mile, the Roush has a 1/10 of a second advantage over the GT, with a 12.9 second run at 114 miles per hour. When we inquired about our results, Roush insisted that their output ratings were accurate, with no other explanation.
The Stage 3 package doesn't include brake hardware, but this car does have optional equipment that does upgrade the brakes. This is the performance package. There's another step above that, the competition package. Here in the performance package, you get 14-inch rotors. You also get these stouter fixed 4-piston calipers. Now, if you upgrade to the competition package, you'll get 6-piston calipers, and instead of single-piece rotors, you get 2-piece rotors. A common sliding caliper system uses pistons on only one side of the caliper, and the pressure that's clamping on that rotor then comes from the actual structure of the caliper. You have a piston pushing on one side and the rest of the caliper pulling in on the opposite side to pinch the rotor and slow the car. Now, in a rigid fixed caliper with opposed pistons like we have here, you have 2 pistons on each side in this case, and this is actually a more rigid shell here that they're set in, and they pinch on both sides, and that provides a stronger clamping force that helps haul the car to a stop.
Roush's competition package uses Stop Tech hardware, but it's worth noting that Ford has its own brake upgrade package for the Mustang GT that uses more respected Brembo 4-piston front calipers.
You can also see this blue shock right here, and that's just one of the many suspension changes Roush has made with the Stage 3 package. Let's go under the car and get a more complete look at what's happening. Roush has spec'd shocks with their own custom valving that's stiffer than the stock Mustang GT. There's also springs that are stiffer to match. But when you look at the front, what you really notice is this giant anti-roll bar. It's much thicker than the stock one and stiffer as well. Roush uses the stock Ford Drivetrain, and the reason that's significant is because it means they can't touch the governed top speed. So this Roush Stage 3 does the same 147 miles per hour as a Mustang GT. This drive shaft isn't balanced to handle speeds higher than that. Remove the governor without changing the hardware out, the car would develop a catastrophic vibration. There's not too much to change with the rear suspension because of the Mustang's live rear axle. But, like the front, Roush has made some changes to the spring and damper stiffness. They also say they've made some revisions to the link located above the differential here. Those changes are supposed to help with rear wheel hop when you're launching the car. Roush also fits new tires with the Stage 3 Mustang, but we're not so sure that those are an improvement.
Like the brakes, we're not particularly impressed with Roush's choice of tires. The Cooper Xeon RS3S is a high-performance summer tire, yet the skid pad grip of 0.9G barely topped our GT's 0.89G on Pirelli All-Season P0s.
The Roush Stage 3 package touches every part of the Mustang, from the aesthetics to the engine to the chassis. But these changes don't come cheap. This particular Mustang claims almost $28,000 in Roush upgrades. That means you're spending Shelby GT500 money for Mustang GT performance. However, if you're a Mustang enthusiast who's looking for something rare, this is the ticket to a loud, fun, exclusive Mustang.